Hello, welcome to today's tutorial 9. Today I thought we'd have a go at something a little bit impish, a little bit crafty, and we'll do a vampire bat. You get asked to draw some strange things when you work in animation, but anyway, let's get straight to the point. Piece of paper, our usual ingredients, the blue, the red and the graphite pencil, and as always what we're going to do is start with our grid. As someone said to me in one of the schools that I did a workshop in, putting the scaffolding up. So we're starting with a top and a bottom line. We're going to draw in between the confines of these lines, and I want you to split this into two sections, two equal sections. We're then going to draw a vertical, a centre line, because this is going to sort of balance our drawing as we go along. I'm going to split this top section in half and this bottom section into thirds. So you've got two sections in this first half here and three in this second half here too. So these are going to be our markers, our marker point. What we're going to start with is the head, because this is going to be principally, there's nigh on 2 heads high, this character. His head's going to be rather large. So we'll start in this top section with a nice oval, nice and light in your light blue pencil. These are lovely light drafting lines, and just let the shapes flow. We're going to use in this tutorial what we call in animation a line of action. So off this center point here in the first section, I'm going to roughly spur off a line that's going to be the actual position of his body. His body's going to be positioned all the way through the center of this line. So in this second section here in the top third, we're going to draw a smaller circle that's going to sort of touch that vertical line and be between the confines of the first third. The line of action runs straight the way through the circle, and then in this second section here I'm going to draw a slightly larger circle that's going to sort of sit on this baseline but overlap the first circle here. So his body's going to be sort of leaning forward, and this is going to be obviously the upper part and lower part of his body joined. So we've got the basic makeup of where the head and the body is. He's going to be flying, so where this axis meets at the bottom, I want you to put a circle, and that's going to be the ball of his foot, because that is going to spur, or the leg is going to spur off of that to meet the body, and the other leg is going to follow literally the line of the body, and we're going to have the knee bent, just folded round, because as I say, he's in mid-air, he's flying, and the foot will spur from that. Now I'm going to give him long, like feet that have got kind of these big slippers on for the moment, until we draw our finer detailing. But these are going to be roughly the proportion of the foot, and once again I'm going to have this foot flipped upwards. He's going to be, it's sort of quite a nice, it's quite a nice action pose. You know, this guy's flying about in the air and looking towards, getting up to all sorts of mischief. So there we've got the main part of the body with the attitude of the legs. I'm going to come up to this top section here now again, and where we've actually split this in half, we're going to draw an oval that's sitting on its side compared to the upright oval. So very, very roughly put in this oval shape, which is going to be the sort of shape of his cheeks and where his nose sits, because from this midway point here, I'm going to draw another oval that's going to touch that centre line. As I say, it doesn't have to be exactly the same as mine. We're just plotting roughly where everything is. This is going to be where his nose is, and obviously these are going to be his cheeks. But what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to accentuate upwards from these cheeks and make them a little bit chubbier. Work outwards from that oval to just slightly change the shape of it, and once again the same there, and I'm working upwards here. And now I can see the overall makeup of his head. He's going to be looking out of shot this way, so let's put a centre line here. This is where his eyes are going to sit. This is going to be where his eyes are going to be. Aha! What can I get up to? Kind of eyes. And as I do on most of my cartoons, I love these very, very accentuated furrows and lots of different shapes and angles and just things that can just sit in relief. And I'm going to give him a couple of little fluffy bits on his head. The head is going to come down here, and I'm going to defy this oval and just come outwards slightly. And here I'm going to put his ears. He's going to have these lovely big pointed bat's ears. One on that side and one on this side. There you go. Here on this oval here, we're going to have, that's going to be his nose. I'm going to do this part in a blue pencil just to show you where I'm at. This will be the centre of his little nose and snout, and this will be where his mouth is going to be. His mouth's going to be slightly open. He's going to be giving it this kind of little impish grin. There's going to be the bottom of his chin. And I'm going to give him two little fangs because he's a vampire bat. And this is going to be the accentuation. And this is going to be the implication of a tongue. Okay, so we've got the general look makeup of our bat. Here we know the shoulders. So through this sort of axis, his arms are going to spur up to here. That's one arm. And the other arm obviously is going to disappear behind his head. But for the moment, I'm going to put where his hands are going to be an oval. Let's run this line over here. Line it up. And there's the oval for his other hand there. And they are going to be sort of pointing in that downward position. Let's spur the thumb off the hand because I'm going to draw these light factual hands, I suppose. That'll be the palm, and we're going to make them into wings. So I'm going to come out to about here and sort of here, maybe a little bit further there. And off of this first finger, We'll stretch that all the way out there to that first extreme. The second finger here, and the third. So if you keep these looking like on the principle of hands, you'll be able to keep all these fingers and these little ribs together to form the basis of the wing. And you know now that in between those ribs you have the wings, and from that third finger that wing will now go all the way back on the return to the body. Once again, the other side, the same thing. Spur the thumb. I'm going to bring this in here. Have it to about there. You know roughly where you're going then. So there's the first digit. This would be the second, and likewise the third. And once again, same principle. Literally where that wing touches that side, let's come off the body to that first rib, second, and then meeting on to that index finger. Okay, now let's start the cleanup with the graphite pencil. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the eyes and just work my way around this character, putting in the finer detail. And last but not least, let's finish the feet off and give him some spindly little toes like they've got. And I'm going to straighten that last little toe. Once again, 1, 2, 3. And there you have it, Vampire Bat. I hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching and see you on the next tutorial. Happy doodling. Bye bye.